Hey there. Idea of the day is, what is love? What does it mean to say I love you, or I love this, whatever? And the idea that I was exploring is like sometimes you gotta figure out what it's not to kind of get to know what it is. The idea that comes to me is, it's my son's 10th birthday coming up, and it's been a decade, and I've learned a lot about love with having a child and a wife, or someone who you truly open yourself to. I thought about some of the loves that I've had in my past, whether it be hobbies or people or just moments, you know. And one of the things that I found was, at one time I was very possessive. You know, it was something that you loved. It wasn't something that you wanted to share. And sometimes that still comes up with, like, having a partner or a child or a best friend that you know it's like love consumes you, or your love for them consumes like all your thoughts, or could even be yourself, where you're so self-absorbed and it's all about what I want and my wants and desires, and you start to realize that the things that you try to possess end up possessing you. It's like the love of somebody where you're so possessive and then they're gone, and now the thought of them just lingers in your head and won't let you, love another moment or another person, if that's, to each his own. But, you know, I asked, when I say I love you, what do you mean? In a question that I asked, and everybody's got a different version of what they feel love is, and maybe it's truth, maybe it's this is just a value that I put on it, but we all have our idea of what love is. And one question I asked is like, how would it feel to truly know what true love is? And have we already felt it? But the idea of having a 10-year-old and in another decade, we'll have to cut him loose or allow him to move on or stay, whatever he wants to do. But with, I guess, the practices in the past of being possessive with a love and not allowing it to just move on, or be where they want to be love. It's tough. And someday you do have to say goodbye to loved ones that pass, or animals. I put down a dog a couple years ago, and he was with me through some very challenging times, and just the look that he gave me every day when I walked in the door, it's like, that's how I feel unconditional love is just, I accept you even if you went out and got your hands dirty, or made an ass of yourself or whatever. They still wag their tail when you come home, and maybe it's just they're freaking hungry, who knows. But it's like, imagine if you had a tail, you would just want to wag it all the time. That's what I think love is being into it, where you don't care where the other person or something's been, but in this moment, we're just gonna be open. Being able to be vulnerable in an environment or with somebody. It's like, to me, that's love. Where we can share without feeling, like the potential recourse of, someone reacting in a way that might make our love, want to go hide. And that's important for some people, is to know that, I'm not going to be ridiculed or judged if I show you, know, the complete whole me. And that acceptance and that um, willingness to either show someone that or to be shown that, that's an act of love. I don't know. Uh, it's something we're thinking about. Is what would it feel like to be in a world of just complete love? I don't know. It's worth putting a thought to. I love you. Have a good day.